Hello everyone, welcome to the Dragon Racing World Cup Seeding Trial Challenge.
Before I start explaining this, I just want to say that all of this is totally optional, absolutely not mandatory. You could do seeds if you want, completely ignore it if you want, doesn't really matter. This is just a fun thing to do before the tournament to basically balance the groups.
What I've given you so far is some objectives. For Spyro 1, Spyro 2, and Spyro 3. Now what you have to do is upload videos of you completing these objectives either onto your channel or give it to me and I'll upload it to Spyro Speedruns. If you have one of the best times for these objectives, for these goals, you will be granted a easier group, and I'll explain how that is in a second. So first thing I did, you don't really have to pay attention too much to this, but I had to flip a coin and say whether Spyro 2 or Spyro 3 would have priority. Heads was Spyro 3, tails was Spyro 2, and it ended up with heads, so Spyro 3 has priority. So here's a spreadsheet of how these seeds are going to work. As you can see there, you get the different colors, and then there's the games down the bottom there. So if you let's use Spyro 3 for an example for the times on Spyro 3. So if you got first, if the best time on the Spyro 3 objective, you'll be up in the top seed. So there's basically tiers. There's 4 tiers. The first 3 are only ones that you should be aiming for. Basically, there's no advantage of having the 4th, so that's why that's blank. So yeah, if you get first or second, you'll end up with tier 1. If you finish 3rd or 4th or 5th, you'll end up with tier 2. Or if you finish 6th or 7th, you'll end up with tier 3. Now, what this means is that if you're in a tier, you will not be put up against anyone else in your tier. It is basically a way in order for you to have an easier group. As say, look at what we already have in tier 1, right? We have Katie, Lady, and Toto. They've been given an automatic tier 1, but because of the fact that they won their group in ISGP, so they've been given an automatic. So if you were to get tier 1, that would mean that you would not enter a group with Katie, Lady, or Toto Zigam. That's probably a good thing. I'll tell you that right now. But yes, Wally has already done the long Spyro 1 objectives, and that's why there is 2 different colors for Spyro 1, and why one is one long and one is short. I've given 2 different Spyro 1 objectives, and I've kind of balanced it out so that there isn't too much. But yeah, the best times will be it will go in order, and I'll just say right now that the better tier you're in, the easier your group is going to be. Okay, so everyone in tier 1 is going to be given the chance to pick the letter and the color of their group. So the order of tier 1 will determine who gets to pick that first. Alright, so if everything goes smoothly, what will happen is that each group will have 1 tier 1 person, 1 tier 2 person, 1 tier 3 person, 1 tier 4 person. They use this system in the World Cup, but by then it's basically by going like ranks in the world. Yeah, they call it pots there. I'll also mention, to get rid of any confusion, that like this is not a way to pick groups. So all the people who are lined up here on this column way to the left, they will not be put together in a group. It actually doesn't really mean anything. Yeah, it's going to be like a random person for each tier. It's not the column you link up with. So basically, wherever you are in each of the tiers, it actually doesn't matter apart from tier 1. But if you're on the total left of tier 2, or if you're the total right of tier 2, it doesn't matter. You're still in the same boat. There's literally no difference. This will become very evident in the draw video. So let's look at a scenario also where some challenge doesn't get done. So let's say for some reason that Spyro 1 challenge doesn't get done, the short one. So there's a gap there. So what will happen is that everyone will basically move upwards. That includes anyone who competed from any of the other tiers will move upwards. And you may have a chance to get into an above tier because no one else did a challenge. I really don't expect that 24 people are actually going to do a seeding challenge, but it's here if anyone wants to. Like getting into tier 3 probably doesn't even mean that much, but it's there. So yeah, ISGP Lucar44 came second in his group, and G4 and myself came 4th, and so Luke is the second tier, and both me and G4 are the 3rd tier. So that was our automatic tiers as well. Okay, so this does sound complicated, but really all you need to know is that the best times when doing these objectives will get you the best groups. That's literally all you need to know. Also keep in mind that this specific chart is if we get 32 competitors. We may have more than this, we may have less. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about exactly where you are on the chart. I'd worry more about just trying to get the best time you can possible. And there's a very good chance that if you had a go, even if it was not the greatest time, that you could even get into tier 2. So yeah, get running, and you could get an easier group. There's a seeding server on the Discord server, sub-server. If you have any queries or you want to submit your time there, just feel free to. And the tournament won't be starting for, quite a bit.
So maybe the best way that you can get into the groove of things is by doing these seeding challenges. Okay, thank you for watching, everyone. I know this video was kind of delayed, so I'm sorry about that. I'll be uploading my own seeding trial probably tomorrow or something like that. So good luck myself, and good luck everybody else.